Hi, everybody. It's Sunday again. It's the 21st of December, and I have not one single Christmas decoration up, which is very unusual. I'm from the Midwest, and I have a lot of them, but I have not felt like putting anything up. I may do so still. I have a few more days. I may not. I'm not sure. At any rate, the Epstein files have been an ongoing saga in the United States as well, the world, as you all know. And some were released. They were redacted, so we don't even know what's in the files. Shame on Pam Bondi. She should be impeached and removed and pretty much in prison for obstruction of justice. That's another issue, but I guess what that brings me to for Sunday school, and when I get to lecture you and you can't lecture, you can't say anything back, if you listen, which like 2 people do, maybe. At any rate, what I have to say about that is there's a lot of feminine rage, and it's rightful rage on this planet. And I talk a lot about relating to people as their interior self and not their exterior body. But the fact is that this is big generality, but we have evolved to have male bodies that are physically stronger and can overpower and harm women with their very bodies. And the women that are in, feminine bodies, people in feminine bodies, can be overpowered and abused and raped. So it's incumbent upon men to control themselves, control their emotions, stop being so emotional, and start using your brain. And I'm talking about the brain inside your head, the gray matter. It's really time. Women are pissed. It's going to get worse. We're seeing this so that we can all look at how bad it really is. I think it's 1 in 4 young girls will experience some kind of a sexual abuse situation at some point when they're young. I'll look up the details and all that. I'm not trying to do that right now. But I think, unfortunately, it also happens to boys. It's very not talked about, but I don't believe in gender per se. I think we're souls. I mean, are we feminine or masculine souls? Maybe we gravitate to one or the other. I never have. I've been kind of both. But anyway, on this planet and at the forefront in the United States is feminine rage. And it's because of the abuse by powerful men, just being attracted to young girls and boys like some kind of a predator. I mean, really, if you cannot keep your dick in your pants, you're basically a predator. And should you be put down as a predator if you've overstepped your bounds? I kind of think maybe that's a possibility. Like, if you can't control yourself, you can't control your emotions, you're just a predator. Why do we have you here? You're not really a good part of society. So think about that when you're making your free will choices in your life every minute of every day. So, I don't know what to tell you. I've experienced all of it. Yes, I was raped. Not at gunpoint or anything like that, but passed out and taken advantage of. So, shame on me. I felt very shamed for a long time. But the fact is, why would you want to have sex with someone who is unconscious? What in the fuck is wrong with you to want to do that? Why don't you just, get an apple pie or a couch or a blow-up doll? I mean, really, put your dick in anything? I'm sorry to be so bold, but I'm just telling you, feminine rage is very high, and it's deserved. So we currently have this whole crap load of podcasters out there that are anti-female, that are just trying to oppress women, keep them down. What we really need to do is stop all that shit. And I actually have been writing a book for a very long time. I have one book about leadership. I've had the other one, actually, I've been working on it longer, but when I say working on it, I haven't worked on it at all. I go through years where I work on something and then don't work on it at all. But it's there. The chapters are there, and I know what I want to do with it, and I just need to complete it. Completely off the subject, I'm interested in astrology. I don't necessarily believe in it, but why not? Let's look at it. Apparently next year, especially like in February, there's going to be some things we've never ever seen before, and I truly do believe it's time on this planet. I think this Epstein stuff is at the forefront. I think a lot of things have come out. I think the abuse of power, especially by these tech bros who think that being rich is the only thing that matters, that's how they're judged. I'm sorry, when they die, they're going to find out, they're going to be real sorry. Because they haven't really done anything good in this society. Nothing. They can try and give money a little bit here and there. That's not going to do it. You have to live your life. You have to find ways to help humanity. So how do I do that? I don't know. I pray for people. I try to be kind to people that are working in thankless jobs everywhere because they help me all the time, and I always tell them how appreciative I am. Why don't we all do that? We realized during the pandemic that these people at the front lines doing these jobs that no one wanted to do, they're the most important people in our society, keeping it all together. And now we've suddenly forgotten that, and we're worshiping billionaires and worshiping sexually depraved billionaires, people that say awful things to women and about women. No. Feminine rage is big, and we need to honor the Divine Mother. But what are we doing? We're polluting her. I don't know what to tell you, but we're not going to get to Mars anytime soon. And the timeline to destroying this planet, if we let these billionaires continue, it's too short. So I really don't think that's going to happen, because I really feel like people are going to wise up. Not everyone. I mean, some people are just going to be, they choose evil. That is what they do. They take their free will and they screw their lives up. I mean, my own biological father was one of them. Through my lifetime, my very long lifetime, I tried to go back and say, I'm sorry, Dad, just so that I could try to have a relationship. Why was I sorry? I didn't do anything. He did it. He also is a sexual predator who tried to have sex with me. So I know this. He's a trumper. He's dead, thank God. It took me quite a number of months after he died to feel safe, to really know he was never going to harm me again. I fought him off. He never actually raped me. And I'm going to share something now. I think that if he ever had done that to me, I would have found a way to kill him. And it would have been an accident. But that's how strongly I feel about the violation, the sexual violation of someone else. That's not your right. It's just as bad as killing someone. It really is. And we need to start seeing that, because you're taking people's lives away. I'm damaged enough just by being what happened to me. It was bad enough. I have complex PTSD. When my son walks in the room, he tries to be as gentle as possible. Mom, and I'm like, jump out of my skin every time. So it's really hard for me to be anywhere with other people, because I just jump out of my skin. And loud noises and stuff, that makes it much worse. So anyway, women are mad. Underneath, if they even don't say anything, they are mad. And they have a right to be. And it's time for men to step up. If you're in a male body, and really women that are even in positions of power are, projecting masculine energy, like the people that are in power right now, Kristi Noem, Pam Bondi, who are all these other horrible, heinous women. That woman that had 11 interviews with Vanity Fair and professes, I never said that. What a fucking liar she is. Ugh. At any rate, they're projecting masculinity. They're in masculine roles, and they also need to take accountability. They should be the first ones defending these little girls. And let me tell you, you don't know what the fuck you're doing when you're 14, even 16. You barely know at 18. You're barely getting a clue, but you really still don't know, because you've never really had to work a job, or you barely completed your education. You don't know anything about anything, and all this attention from men Because when I was young, I was not the most beautiful person ever, but I certainly had my attractions, and we're all somewhat attractive when you're young anyway. But yeah, it's the feeling of you're the prey and everyone's the predator around you is very freaky. And I invite you to just use your imagination if you have one and pretend like you're in a body like that and you have that energy all around you. And I think if you do that, you'll realize it's incumbent upon men who can be viewed as predators. I hope you're not. Maybe you are. I hope not. I hope you realize the difference and can start exhibiting different behavior. At any rate, you are the ones who are it's like if you go up to a horse and they're not broken or whatever, are you just going to start throwing your dick around? Or are you going to be calm and gentle and let that horse know you're not a predator, you're not going to harm them? So, I don't even know why I'm using horse as an example. Maybe just, I don't know why. Anyway, it came out sexual symbol in a way. At any rate, that's all I really have to say today. Feminine rage is there. I definitely have it myself. I try to not think about it a lot, but with the Epstein files now and this, the child rapist, and the fact is, he was elected the first time. We all heard the tapes. He was bragging about being a pussy grabber, and this came into our children's lexicon. They listen to this in our nation. I've never been so upset or embarrassed or it's just disgusting. But, regardless, Clinton, yeah, he's disgusting too. But, let's see the files. Let's see all of them. I'm not going to defend him. I don't know what he's done. But I'm also not going to say he was his best friend, because we know who Epstein's best friend was. That was Donald Trump. And Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide when, conveniently, all the video cameras were broken except for one, which we finally saw the footage, which conveniently was missing the time frame of his actual suicide. And then when his family got a second opinion on the autopsy, that bone that gets broken when you're actually strangled and not when you're doing suicide, that was there. So pretty sure he didn't kill himself. Plus there was no height, there was no ceiling height, as his roommate clearly said in interviews. At any rate, here we are, the fucking Epstein files, fucking Republicans, predatory men who need to change, terrible predatory women who buy into the whole masculine thing. This whole toxic masculinity thing has got to go. So that's what I have to say today. Make a change. Love the earth. The earth is really the ultimate mother. If you can love this earth and start loving other people as spirit in whatever body they're in this lifetime, this time around, I'm just going to send that message on repeat, because it's really the hardest thing to do, and it's the most important thing to do. Ciao.